If you're looking for professional day trading education and high level trade analysis and dissection, you've come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I have been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to bring you exactly that professional day trading education, all here for free on YouTube and on X. And with all of that long winded intro out of the way, let's get into it. So, we're going to be discussing a couple of trades and some bigger, broader lessons for you guys to learn. That's why you're here. So, let's rock and roll. Give me 1 second. I am going to fire up my charts and get things switched over. I hope you all had a wonderful day. Now let's do this. So, took a couple of trades here. The very first trade was on a trade short. So, which I buy puts. Now, even though I talk about options and I do trade options, I don't consider myself an options trader. So, don't let that scare you away. There's no difference between how I trade trading options than I would trading stock. It's exactly the same. I don't use any Greeks, don't use any of that. I'm in and out of these positions. I am a day trader. I don't care about any of that shit. It makes no difference in my trading. So, with that said, real easy peasy type of play. So, market opens up and it's kind of pissing around. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more so then you guys can see a little bit better. So on this here, market opens up and it pops. And what we wanted to was to really be patient today. Patience was the name of the game, especially with this big gap up and specifically on Qs. Like Qs tag that level beautifully, perfectly. And same with on SPY. But we wanted another opportunity. So what I said was to be patient, it will give you another opportunity on these big gap ups. It's generally speaking, it's not just going to like wash out on you. You will have another opportunity. So let these candles start coming in, and that way you can start digesting the information. So next candle opens up, kind of does its thing. And then finally on the next candle, it could not clear those highs and simply executed into that trade and then just worked it down. This was a very small position on this one. This was a trade that I would call a teachable trade. It was for the live trading members to all execute at the same time. We can bank a small amount of profit and we can learn something in the process. That's my momentum course. I'm also simultaneously running my main screen share as well. It's just two different things. That's all. But you need to be a member first in order to join that because you need to be with us for a little bit. I don't want brand new traders in momentum because it'll be a nightmare and you won't understand what's going on and you'll blame the strategy and it's most definitely not the strategy. So long-winded way of saying it's for members only. And I would at some point potentially think about opening up to the public if they were more interested in a live trading course. But all you need to do is be a member for at least a month, get the ground under your feet, and then you can join us. And momentum is just on a whole other level. It's very difficult to explain. Obviously, I could explain it, but you'd have to see it to really understand the gravity of what goes on in these live trading sessions. So anyways, we locked into that. So real nice trade. And then the next one, it was just about patience, man. So we waited until a little bit after 10 a.m. 1 sec. Right in this area. So what I was looking for in here, we started developing this range, and this is a really important lesson. Now, some of you might not quite understand it, but that's okay. You can always rewatch this because it's really important. When we gap up, they are looking to basically fuck on longs and fuck on shorts. What I mean by that is fuck them over. They're trying to trap you. Institutional traders, hedge funds, banks, institutions. That's what they're doing. Okay. Because it's very easy to do that. It's very easy when we develop this range right here. That's what you wait for. And you don't take any trades in between that range. Now, technically, it did come into an area here and here where you could have safely started in working into this trade. Okay. Because it looks far away, but it's not. It's well within a risk tolerance that would be acceptable for a $626 stock or ETF, right? So what you want to do is if it breaks this level to the upside, it's going to pop very quickly and dramatically into this trend level here, and that would be your entry. And you got to trust me when I say it'll pop very hard and fast, and you take advantage of that. It's right at that scariest moment. So it didn't do that. It can do one of two things. It can either go up, which it didn't do, or once it breaks this, you're going to get speed to the downside. Okay. So it starts selling off really hard and fast. Now, I'm waiting for something even more specific. On this trade here, what I'm waiting for, you see how it puts in this range again? It's that next candle. It's going to wash and give you a pop, like to the downside. And you might be wondering, like, well, why? Like, it's not that much points per share wise. And you would be right if you're trading shares and equity. But because we trade options, this is the only difference. I take advantage of what most people would freak out by. I exploit that. And I exploit that by in that right at that time, right there, when it washes real hard and fast, your premium, okay, so the price of your contract is going to melt down real fast. Okay, it'll go almost exponentially worthless. And you might think, well, fuck, that's scary. And yeah, you would be right. It would be scary, right? But that's the name of this game, is entering at those scariest moments, because that's when you can really take advantage of this stuff. So as soon as it did that, that's my go signal. Boom, nailed it, hit the lows of that, and then worked it up. Now, I didn't want it to bounce there. Okay. And I said that as soon as all of this was happening, I'll clean up this chart. As soon as this was happening, I didn't want it to come up. I wanted it to keep coming down. I just wanted to start averaging into this trade because this is a real valid level, but it's only going to be valid upon first test. If it comes near it and then bounces, that's pretty much it. Now, there's always going to be buyers here at that 624.81 level. And the reason for that is your gap fill, plus there's highs, there's a massive amount of support there. So with that said, I want it to come down, okay? But it didn't do that, and it bounced, and I didn't get a lot of size in that first trade. That's okay. So I started watching it, and I was already shutting down. And my wife, Chrissy, she ended up having to go to our other house just down the road to do some maintenance with one of our workers. And she wasn't back yet. So I still had a few minutes to kind of piss around until we go about our daily stuff here on the property here in Costa Rica. So I knew, like I said earlier, once it touches this level, let me clean this up first. So once it comes into this level, once it touches that level, there will, mark my words, will be a reaction. And just like this, when it washed like that, I'm going to take advantage of the premium. Now, I was able to take advantage of the premium right here when it touched that. And that's exactly what I did. So really nice on that. And it ended up coming down a little bit further as it's coming down, right? So I start in here, and maybe I should clarify that. One sec, guys. Let me clarify that trade for you. So I start in at that support level, okay? Now, I'm expecting it to snap down, but I will starting to accumulate my position size, okay? Once it gave me that go signal, there's no fear there. And you can see that there's multiple entries right at those lows because I know that that's my opportunity. Now, did it bounce a lot and come up? No, not at all. Like, it barely came up. But because of the way that I trade and the sizing I'm going to use in this situation, it's going to be basically all in, all out. And that's what I did here. And I still managed to lock in almost $2,000 on just this little bit. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people think that you need these huge home run trades in order to make money as a trader. And in fact, that's going to do the opposite. You will fail if that's what you're looking for. Instead, you should take my advice right now with what I'm about to say and be an incremental trader. Little bits at a time. That's it. That's all you need. And once you get good, and you've been doing this for a long time, you know where it will bounce and where you will get a reaction. It's all about that. Where will it react to that technical support or resistance level? First reactions. That's where your money is, folks. And what I just gave you is worth literally millions of dollars. That's what I've made a career on. A multi-million-dollar career on first reactions into technical support or resistance levels. So if you want to learn more and you actually want to come do this, come to tricktrades.com. And if not, that's all good. You want to continue on with the free stuff and mess around? Go ahead. Yeah, it's on you. That's why it's there. I've got almost 1,000 videos for free here on YouTube, guys, all with high level content. So watch them, enjoy them, but you do have to like and you do have to subscribe. But for the ones that are really serious out there, the ones that want to get their shit together and get their life changed, come to tricktrades.com. Adios, folks.